Hi, and welcome to another episode of Lifestyle Unlimited, where we believe that you can live your lifestyle in an unlimited fashion. So, Pete, I've been getting this question a lot through DMs, through different things where people are asking, okay, I want to get into real estate investing, but at this moment, is it a good time? Right? With maybe the economy going down a little bit, home prices. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, if you think about this, like out of the last probably 15 podcasts we've done, I'd say probably almost half of them had something to do with what's taking place right now. And just to summarize, we're in a downfall. I mean, it's like we were falling off a cliff right now. Things are depreciating in front of our eyes. I mean, we're losing values in some places that we're investing in by like 5-10% a month, which is unheard of in real estate. I mean, I don't think that even happened during the whole '08 crash, and people are still talking about it. And this happening now over 1 or 2 month time span. It's a very volatile market. It's not an easy market to navigate. And really, how you act in this market is totally, A, counterintuitive, B, not what we're told when we're learned how to do this business, and C, this is the real crazy thing about it, may never be replicated again.
No, because too, with what you're saying is it's not the same city by city either.
On top of that, it's not the same city by city. And so one of the things I tell people is this, like the key, like even yesterday, I remember I was being interviewed on the podcast and they said, just leave us with one final nugget, right? And my final nugget was do something. You know, there's an audience there sitting, all claiming to be entrepreneurs. Very few people actually doing things. All say, yes, I want to do something. Well, how many are actually doing it? And, 5% are actually doing it. So my message back then was like, hey, it's time to do something. But I will tell you, honestly, Julie, if somebody was to, like, as a Lone Ranger, to say, you know what, I want to get into the game right now. I want to do some fix and flips. I want to do some wholesale deals. I want to buy a couple rentals. I don't know. I've never said this in 22 years, but I think if you're going to do this by yourself, I think this is a pretty darn volatile / dangerous time to jump into real estate business.
Yeah, I mean, and I have an example. I was talking to somebody the day before yesterday, and they're like, man, I bought this house. It needs $100,000 worth of work, and I'm going to make 70 grand. And literally my stomach dropped. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're buying a house now that takes 100 grand worth of work. By the way, 100 grand is going to be 150 grand in the end.
100%.
Number two is probably, because you're fairly new, is probably going to take you 6 months to even complete it.
Probably longer.
Before it's actually placed on the market. So you're not going to have any profit left over at the end because things are going to be worth less than 6 months. As they are right now. And I would not suggest that anybody go into a big rehab right now. I would say if you're wanting to get into a rehab, I call it lipstick on a pig, more like rehabs you can get in and out, because it's quick. You don't know what's going to happen there. That wouldn't have been as big of a worry, like let's say January of last year, because everything was appreciating.
For sure.
It's not anymore.
Well, and this is the reality why I'm pretty adamant. First time in 2 decades, I recommend that if you want to jump in, don't jump in by yourself right now. Because here's the other thing that's going to happen. Like what you said, potentially, if someone brand new is listening to you right now, potentially that went over their head. They're thinking, well, why wouldn't I do a 6-month rehab? Why wouldn't I spend $100,000 if I could make $70,000? Bottom line is this. Right now, I think more than ever, it's a lot easier. It's more than ever easier to make a mistake. I mean, we're even making some mistakes along the way because we're like learning as we go off this free fall. But here's the other problem that a brand new investor trying to do this himself is going to run into, Julie.
What?
Right now, it is easier than ever to get taken advantage of. I mean, let's face it. And here's basically what Julie was saying. Just if somebody doesn't understand.
Yeah, I probably went a little too quick on that one.
Well, bottom line is this. We're in a free fall right now. Things are depreciating. We're falling off a cliff, as I say it. So you're a brand new investor. You want to find a deal, right? So you may not even be savvy enough to understand that the real deals are found at the owner level. How do you get to the owners? What do you say? So as a brand new investor, you may do what so many of us did when we got started. You call a local realtor, right? And this is how you could get, this is how you will get taken advantage in today's marketplace. So a local realtor brings you to that deal that Julie's talking about. You know, look, it needs rehab, but look, on the back end, we could make $70,000. And guess what that local realtor is going to do? They're going to pull out what we call comps, comparables, but other properties in the market that are selling for that. And you know, as a new investor, you've probably done some YouTube learning. You maybe gone to a seminar somewhere. And what were you taught? Hey, pull comps that are, you know, 3, 4, 5 months old. You know, pull comps that are similar in size. Pull comps that are fairly close, and all this. Let me tell you how you can be getting taken advantage. I could pull comps right now pretty much in across. I know you said it's selective in cities, but it's most cities that stuff is happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I can go into most any city right now, right? And the same property, I could pull comps and show you how, look, in the last 3 to 4 months, properties just like this have been selling for $100,000, and I could prove it to you right on a piece of paper. But as a brand new investor, you may not understand what's taking place right now. Again, cliff, falling off a cliff, 3, 4, 5 months comps, they're not even legit anymore.
No, it's really what's on the market now for sale that you should be looking at.
Like literally, like when Julie says like right now, not even like 2 or 3 months ago, like you have to look at this in real time, but you have to take, and again, I'm just trying to paint a picture. If you're a brand new investor, I want to put a dose of reality into what's taking place. I'm calling it, you have to even project forward ahead. So the real analysis is this: take those same comps, let's say they're pulling, you know, 3, 4, 5 months comps for you, right? What you need to do is you need to analyze what's taking place. So, and what you will probably discover if you really look at the numbers and analyze the numbers, that they're kind of going down, right? It might have been 120, then it became 115, now you're down to $100,000, okay? What you have to do now is you have to project that forward. So you're in this $100,000 rehab. Julie said that's a 6 months. I'm telling you, that's more than a 6 months for a brand new person. But let's say it is 6 months, right? You have to not only be comfortable with what's taking place in the market today, but you have to pull the trend of the market. And if the trend has been going down by like 5 or 10% every couple months, and you're in a 6 to an 8 month play right here, guess what? You have to project it actually forward. And so as you're listening to me, you may be like, whoa, what is he talking about exactly? I think right now, well, overall in the real estate business, and I hate to say it because I'm part of the real estate business, but it's reality because I went through the real estate business. In real estate, it is very easy and very common to get taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And I think you should be looking at average days on market. You'll look into your market and realize days on market could have been 7 to 10 days. Now it's 30 to 45. So even if you're priced right in 6 months from now or a year from now,
It might be wrong when you're sitting there for an extra 6 months.
exactly. And then now you have to add days on market on top of your totals. Be very, very, very careful when deciding to do a fix and flip right now in today's market, because you're not going to realize the profits 6 months or a year from now.
No, not the same that you think you. As a matter of fact, you could take a total swing backwards. But kind of what the thing about as a newbie, that is the most likely time you're going to get taken advantage of, right? In any industry, I don't care if you're a brand new
Well, it's
car
because
mechanic.
you'd also, when you're brand new, you're like, even like get people that are in construction, right?
Yep.
They'll be like, well, I know how to do construction myself, so it's not going to get messed up. I promise you it does.
Automatically.
Not to mention our prices going down, Pete, in the housing market, but what is going up is material cost. I mean, that's a weird thing, is that like, okay, number one, it's costing more money to build houses while prices are going down, which means you go to fix up a house, the cost of your materials are going up and up and up and up. And you
will
may
continue to go up.
And you may not even be able to account for like your material costs today, 3 months from now, not even time on the market, your materials could double in price.
Yep.
So you're getting hit by all angles, even if you know what you're doing. Why do we know this? Because we've made this mistake before.
Well, many times we live these mistakes. So, as you look at the whole landscape, we're in a very volatile market. The good news is it's going to come to an end. If you're brand new, you don't really, You know, it's like saying I'm going to learn how to skydive. Do I want to just jump the first 2 minutes? No, no. You want to learn, get prepared, get the instructions.
Well, that's why
all
you
this.
you don't ever your first jump. You don't ever jump by yourself anyway. You
And
have
on
to
top
jump
of-
with somebody.
Well, that's exactly right. So we're in a volatile market, not the best time to get in. We're in a market that'll ultimately even out. That's the good news. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
But there's also opportunity.
There's opportunity. There's no question about it. Well, but here's the other thing. You said something a second ago that we can't be overlooked. What Julie and I are saying, not saying, is stay away from the business as a whole. There are ways. There's, align yourself with someone, partner with someone, get a coach, get a mentor. We still believe that people like us, we understand, by the way, we're in this free fall right now. But we understand how to handle the free fall, but most importantly, we'll set up financially to withstand some of the mistakes. That's the other question you got to ask yourself. If you're brand new and you're getting in this thing as a lone wolf, and let's say you do make a $50,000 mistake, which, by the way, you could sneeze the wrong way in this business and do that. Mm-hmm. Are you in a position to absorb it? So as a whole, again, I haven't said this in 2 decades, but I will tell you this, Julie. I think this is, as a lone wolf, I would absolutely not recommend jumping in right now for the reasons that we've talked about and many other reasons. I think that right now the key is to align, partner, get a coach, get a mentor. If you're going to do it, go work for somebody in your marketplace that's doing well so you can learn from them. But the good news is this. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Ultimately, this will stabilize. Ultimately, this will bottom out. And if you got some knowledge, at least going back and forth right now, where you're learning and understanding, when that thing bottoms out, man, you're going to be armed and ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm going to say an opposite thing. Okay, lone wolf, I'm going to keep this to the side over here. Now is a great opportunity because competition will fall right now. Competition will fall with the brand new people, the people that lost money on one deal for $50,000. What does that mean for you if you're new in the business? If you align yourself with the right people, there'll be unlimited possibilities. If you understand the exit strategies to use in a volatile market, this could be the time that the winners make the most money ever, right? So I agree. It is a volatile market, but I think it's a great time for someone to get in as long as they align themselves with the right people, for sure.
Agreed.